Hello everyone, it's story time. This is Rebecca Kokendorfer with homeschool.com. I have a surprise for you. So you know how I love babysitting your kids so that you can get a break, and I have a guest author for you. So this is Matthew Gollub. He is an award-winning author of several books. I've asked him to read to your kids today. So get a cup of coffee, parents. You know, it's been a long day. It's been a long week. Have a chance to take a little break. Maybe have the kids color or put them on your lap. And I'm going to turn the video over to, I call him Matt Gollub because I've known him forever. And he's going to read The Jazz Fly to you. Okay? Happy homeschooling. I'll see you later. Matt, take it away.
Okay, so maybe you've heard of this book. It's about a fly who speaks jazz. Zabim, zabop, zabahabaduba, azabadoom, doom, skiddly bop, ding, 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 ding. That's how he talks. Now in this story, he's going to meet other animals, listen carefully for what those other animals say, and then listen for how the fly uses their sounds when he gets to the nightclub and creates a whole new way to play drums. That's right, he's a drummer fly. Oh, one last thing I'm going to need you to do, and that is to say za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni. I know it's kind of a mouthful, so let's take it a little at a time. Are you ready? Za, ba, za. Can you say that?
Za, ba, za.
Boo, za, ba.
Boo, za, ba.
Zee, za.
Zee, za.
Roni.
Roni.
Za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni.
Za, ba, za.
Boo, za, ba, zee,
za,
za,
roni.
roni. Don't feel bad, parents, because after you turn, say, 8 years old, the window of opportunity starts to shrink, and it gets harder and harder to say phrases like this. Okay, shall we give it a go? Open up the book. There's the CD, and written and performed by yours truly on the CD, and my friend Karen Hankey did the illustrations that you're going to be looking at. When you listen to the recording, you'll hear a bass and a piano and a saxophone and drums. Today, you're just going to hear my voice, kind of a cappella style. Ready? Zzz, zzz, a fly buzzed by. It was late in the day and he was lost. So he flew to a frog that was sitting on a log and asked the frog which way to town. Za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni. Can you say that? Za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni. The frog didn't get the way the jazz fly had talked. Ribbit the frog answered, ribbit, ribbit. The fly flew zzz, to a hog in a bog. He stayed clear of the mud to keep his black tux clean and asked the hog which way to town. Za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni. Ready? Za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni. Oink, the hog answered, oink, oink. The fly saw a donkey, short and gray, so he flew zzz, to ask him the way. Za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni. Hit it! Za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni. The donkey just began to bray. Hee-haw! Hee-haw! At last the fly flew to a furry dog. One last time he asked, za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni. Go! Za, ba, za, boo, za, ba, zee, za, roni. And this dog was so clever, she understood those jazz words. She said, roof, 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 barked the pooch right away. She pointed her nose to say, go that way. Roof, 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 roof. The jazz fly flew past weeds and clover till he reached a street that was paved all over. He leaned left down the alley, right through the door. He saw fancy waiters creeping all across the floor. Beetles and maggots had come to hear the show. They were dining with the locusts by the firefly's glow. The band was looking antsy. It was 8:30. They grumbled, man, this fly is always late. The fly tugged at his sleeves, strolled to his drums, twirled around his brushes, and counted off a song. Za, zee, za, zee, zoo, zay, Wheelie the worm inched up and down the bass. Ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-boom, boom, 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 boom. Nancy the gnat sashayed with her sax. Wee, dee, 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 dee. And guess what? On the CD, it actually sounds a lot better than me going beep, 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 because on the CD, it's a real saxophone and piano and bass and drums. Look at this guy. Sammy the Centipede hit the piano keys like a man with 100 hands. Da-da boogie woogie woogie, da-da boogie, da-da woogie, da-dee bum ba ba bum. The fly swished with his brushes, bum bum bum. Thumped his bass drum, bum bum bum. Made his cymbals ring, bum bum bum. Zim ving ping fing, bum bum bum. Then, like a chef stirring dinner in a pot, he put it all together and dished it out hot. Zop, ding, zop, doom, baby swish, zoom, zop, doom, zee-za. Ooh, the fly was jamming, not scamming, but swimming like a salmon. He's having a pretty good time playing music, isn't he? But then what happened? The club's queen bee sat down with a huff, and she said, "This band plays good, but that's not enough." She said, "I want a sound that will make bugs shout." She said, "I want a new beat, or this band is..." You say it, out. Well, the fly, who'd been feeling very confident until then, suddenly felt kind of small. He knew he would have to do something different if his jazz bugs were to keep their jobs at the jazz club. So he thought, "Bzzz. Can you wiggle your little fly wings with me?" And he thought, "Bzzz," until the fly recalled the sounds he had heard that day. He mixed them all up in a brand new way. He crossed a bridge, stepped beyond a line, took a chance and began to shine. Swish, zoom, zabbity bop, ribbit, ribbit, zabbity dom, bang, oink, oink. Swish, zoom, zabba, zabba, hee haw, hee, zubba, rubba, ruff, 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 zubba, dubba, 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 hee haw, rone, oink, zabba, hee haw, ribbit, ruff, bing. Have you ever heard music like that before? I didn't think so. Well, the Beatles and the maggots stopped eating their chow. Willie and Nancy and Sammy said, "Wow!" The cockroach waiter shouted, "Go, man, go! Dig that fly, he can really blow." The joint was hopping, bopping, wriggling on the floor. They never heard a sound like this before. Now word got out about the jazz bug sound, about the white-hot drummer who broke new ground. Beatles packed the club. Locusts came by swarm. And to make sure he never again lost his way, the fly picked up his friends in a limo each day. And that's what he looked like when he drove off to work. I think he did pretty well. He doesn't get lost on his way to work anymore. He can go to work in style. Maybe that happened because he kept his ears open and his heart open to lots of languages. I don't know, just saying. That's the jazz fly.
Hey parents, thumbs up for Matthew Gollub, author of The Jazz Fly. Hey, keep your kids, keep handy for a little bit. Sip on coffee, because now I've got Max, I'm gonna twist his arm a little bit and ask him to read a little bit more, okay? So Matt, I know you have, you also teach reading. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. Hi, Kelly. So what would you like to do next? Is it Gobble Clack Moon? Is it some of your early readers for, teaching reading? So parents, what do you think? Should we have him do some? He's also, Matthew is trilingual, English, Japanese, Spanish. Very cool. And he's a musician. And he has this book too, Gobble Clack Moon. Okay, so what do you think, Matt?
Well, I'm thinking maybe we should go for kind of a silly story. You feel like hearing a silly story?
Like the other one was really serious?
No, the other one's very serious. This one is serious, but it's got some very heady, advanced vocabulary.
Okay.
It's called Mailman Joe.
Oh my gosh, Mailman Joe, one of my favorites. All right, take it away, Matthew Gollub.
Okay, very good. So for this book, I have to tell you that it's based on English, Spanish cognates. A lot of people don't know what that means, cognate. What's that word mean? Well, a cognate is a look-alike word. So in Spanish, a ver si ustedes me entienden cuando hablo el español, that was Spanish. In Spanish, we hear a lot of words that sound like the English words. And for people who speak Spanish, they hear a lot of English words that remind them of Spanish words. So if I say elefante, you know that that's going to be an elephant. If I say excelente, you know that that means excellent. If I say parque, that means park. That's right. So I started thinking about all these different look-alike words between English and Spanish, and I wrote this book, Mailman Joe, kind of a silly story with advanced vocabulary. It's about a mailman. You guessed it. His name is Joe. It starts like this. Beyond the mountains, way out west, the faithful mailman Joe, without fail, transported mail through sunshine, rain, and snow. But one day, pangs of hunger called. Our hero, strong and stout, required extra energy to walk his daily route. He squeezed inside a small cafe above a flat terrain to order fine comestibles, or food, before he'd board his train. He masticated, that means he chewed, mounds of toast, and guzzled jars of juice. He ate sufficient oatmeal to fill a train's caboose. The waitress said, "We serve a special plate if you're not through." "To work, I must have energy," said Joseph. "I'll take 2. So Joe devoured eggs with ham and spinach by the bunch, then became preoccupied, worried with what he'd have for lunch. He ordered sardine sandwiches. The server said, "I'll pack 'em." The bread smelled warm. The mailman shrugged. "I might as well attack 'em." And he ate those too. He subsequently drank espresso, triple shots, no cream. The dozen prunes that followed stretched his pants along the seam. Below, a locomotive stopped for cargo to be hauled, but mail that day went undelivered. Cards and packets stalled. It gives me pains to contemplate an ending you'll disdain, for locked inside the lavatory, Joseph missed his train. I think he had a little bit too much for breakfast. Don't you?
So what do you think, families? What do you think? How about sending some nice hearts across the screen for Matthew Gollub? Matt, any final words?
Well, it is wonderful being here, especially right in front of a big timepiece behind us, because that means it's story time. We've got to do this again sometime. I've got other stories, and this is a lot of fun.
Oh, check it out, Matt. They're sending you hearts and thumbs up. That's so sweet, you guys.
Thank you. Hearts right back to you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Hey, so this is homeschool.com Storytime signing off with guest author Matthew Gollub. Bye, everyone. Talk to you next week.
So long.